Happy Friday! I'm not quite sure why my light's in the same place, but I look like I'm in the shadows today. I'm not quite sure. It is a bit gloomy outside, but yeah. Anyway, we're here. Slightly different timing, but we're here on a Friday for Friday Live, and I've got some very rainbowy mixed media style background paper, and I've got 2 sizes of small photos to decide what we want to do. Do we want to go little or just kind of little? I think little is going to work better as a composition to get so many photos and still show the rainbow, but I could be wrong. So thank you for joining me this Friday, and thank you for giving me the extra time to make sure that WB could sleep. I can't live stream while he's asleep because my studio is right next to the bedrooms, small house. And he's done 3 shows in 2 days. He needed rest. I could hear it in his voice, so he needs rest. Also, my chat preview is broken here, so let's see if I can get the error message to go away and make sure you're there. Yes, you are. Lovely. Oh. Yes, WB? Glitter Girl. He just shouted out Glitter Girl. Yeah?
I thought some slushy.
Can you sort it out on your own?
Yes.
Because I'm kind of live.
I know.
Thank you. Okay. He got one of those slushy makers that apparently are all the rage. I remember having one as a kid that didn't work. Sherry says no matter which one she votes for, I won't pick it because I never pick what she votes for. Oh, Sherry, I'm sorry. Yes, right. No, I don't have it yet, but I do enjoy seeing that some of you already have main character energy. So please go ahead, post and tag me and all of the wonderful things I want to see. Oh, Allison says she has discovered that Katie Petit has this Spectrum Gardenia 49 Market collection. It's now available digitally through her website. That's what I went with the wrong preposition there. Okay, what was? Oh, Joanne was getting. Everybody was talking about $76, and I was thinking, what is the $76? And it was international shipping for an order to Australia. Right. Okay. I think we just have to be patient if it's not near us. I'm telling myself that a lot. I think this is enough of me rambling to the camera. Let's get the desk cam going. Put the photo printer away because I have just done that. And here we go. So this is the page that I've already done, and this is the page that's going to sit next to it. The B side here is that one. Do we all agree the other one is, that's just, I like this pair together. Cool. So this is the end of the parade, the final float in the parade. And so I wanted to do this one as a mix of small photos from the parade, keeping in mind that I do have lots of photos from Festival of Fantasy over the years because I love Festival of Fantasy. I mean, is there anything there that I don't love? There's a few things. But I really love this parade. The music makes me all emotional, but we know Disney are experts at that, so I shouldn't be surprised. So I printed them. This is 1.8 inch squares. And I thought this was going to give me a little border, white border on the outside edge too. It did on my preview screen, but it didn't when it printed. So yeah, this is 1.8 inch squares. This is 2.5 inch squares. I would get the white border all the way around. Or I could do a mix, which might be the best bet, because I could do 2 little groupings of 1 big and 2 small photos. Sherry also cries at Festival of Fantasy. Festival of Fantasy. I'm not prepared to sing. I shouldn't have done that. But, you know, we're all friends. Okay, so maybe I group them and do 1 big and 2 small. Then everybody's vote gets a yes because I'm doing both. Yeah? All right, I think that's what I'm going to do then. Let me get Sketchhog ready. And let's kind of see. And I'm going to do the same sort of matching the embellishment colors. So what I was thinking is this one could be big because then I could overlap a small photo over these other lovely people who have dared to go on holiday to the same place that I am on holiday at the same time. Why do people do that? I book a trip to Disney World and so do other people. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Sorry, I feel like this kind of humor does not translate. But yeah. Okay, so bless their lovely souls. I hope they had a wonderful holiday. But I might feel weird knowing that I was in someone else's scrapbook in the background with, you know, one of those funny expressions on my face where I'm halfway through a word. So I'm going to maybe cover them up here. Now, you're like, you didn't bend and snap. I know I didn't. I was trying to leave this bottom edge intact so that I could see all the way around. And what I realized was this hasn't printed completely straight. So if I bend and snap, I'm actually going to get a non-square square. I'm going to try to bend and snap and then fix it, I think. I can do that. Sophia is busy drawing noses as planes, the logo for Nostril Airlines, for her 5-year-old this morning. Sorry, Scrapbook, you will have to wait. I have to draw noses as planes. These are actual words Sophia has to say in her house. Okay, so that one big because then I can cover it up. And then which other one big? All the others with people, the people are small enough to be indecipherable or far enough back that they're blurry. So, I think this is the busiest photo, so loses the most when you bring it down to the smaller size. I'm between this one and this one to keep big. Wendy does look a lot like you're going to kind of lose the context here. But this one really, no, you lose this one as the small. Okay, decision made. Let's see if this one is straight. No, I must not have had the photo paper tray completely into the printer. Sometimes I do that. Whoops. Okay. Bend and snap and fix. Oh, bless you. Joanna has ordered from America all the way to Australia, I believe. And Joanne asked what was the shipping, and she said she just wanted the collection, so she ignored the shipping. Honesty. Honesty. Bless your heart. May it arrive swiftly. WB says honesty is the best policy. Yay. Oh, I meant to say at the beginning, can you hear background noise? I've let him watch TV while I'm live because he needs to chill. And he's having a slushie, so he's literally quite chilled. So tell me if there's background noise and we can adjust. I think it's on quiet enough that it shouldn't be picked up on the microphone. I think. All right. Now, if I bend and snap, this one and this one are not going to be square. I can't get a white border on all the sides. That's why I'm cutting right down to the photos. Because I don't have a white border on the left and right. Cool. Thank you for sound feedback there. He's watching video game tips nice and quietly. The thing that we haven't quite become experts at yet is that it's a very late night. He doesn't finish until 20 to 11. And that's not the problem in and of itself. It's the problem that when you get to the end of a show, oh, I don't need that one. When you get to the end of a show, there's the adrenaline from the audience clapping at the end. And so if he was tired, which he usually is by the end, then instead of just, quietly going home, gets completely woken up by the adrenaline of the bows, and I take him home high as a kite. He's just bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. I'm like, oh, what do I do to get him calmed back down? So that's the bit that we're still working on. Okay, so I feel like this one has to go on this side. Then maybe we put this. I like this color match here. Right. This is not going to be a color match, but that's okay. So we can then, who should go here? There. There. I think I'm going to put white borders onto the little ones. Oh, I kind of like that sort of scenario. I feel like one needs to overlap here, though. Oh, here. Maybe it's that way. No, I like this one up at the top. Okay, something like this is the plan. I haven't done the speech yet. I'm going to do the sketch and then the speech. Elaine. So Elaine asked, is he signing autographs? Only for people that we already know, because he is not allowed to stage door. I take him out almost, like if I have to laugh about this too much. When like when you see on TV, like somebody who's been taken out of a courthouse or something where the press are there to ask questions, but they put like a jacket over somebody's head or something like that. If the stage door is really busy, that's what I do. Well, he kind of does it to himself. And so he just kind of covers himself up and then he's wearing a hoodie. So once we're around the corner and away from the crowd that are actually at stage door, then it's all cool. It's too funny. All right, so sketch. We have a page. Ooh, okay, so far so good. And we're gonna have one kind of bigger photo with two small here. And we're gonna have small, oh, that was okay. This is not so, this side's getting a bit wobbly. Oh, my squares are not square anymore. Okay, And that background has this sort of thing happening. And then I think the title down here. Oh, the title is over there. Never mind. Ignore that. We'll turn that into an embellishment. So we have some embellishment and some confetti down here. There might be journaling down here, actually. I think that's a good call. So the title needs to go here. Journaling here too. And a bit of embellishment here. But really what the embellishment is going to do is color match along here. So this is going to make the sketch look ridiculous, but color match embellishments. Okay. Right. Here we are. This is what the sketch hog says we're going to do today. Cool. Let me do my speech, and then let's actually do that. Hello! My name is Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally I need to make sure you're aware of that. Thank you for coming to watch my hashtag advertising. I appreciate you being here, whether you're live, chatty, whether you watch from Tomorrowland. Yesterday I had actual friends in actual Tomorrowland. I don't think they watched me live stream because I wasn't live streaming or a replay. But anyway, they were in actual Tomorrowland. That was exciting. Whether you scrapbook, whether you don't, whether you'd like to come back to scrapbooking, come back. We're here. We like sticking paper to other paper. And we'll welcome you back anytime. And even if you listen to my crazy mixed up accent to fall asleep. All of these things, they're totally welcome. I appreciate you being here, and you can find all the links to support this kind of stuff or to, craft along with me. You can find all that stuff in the description box. Things like taking classes, things like getting these supplies. So this is called Best of Both Worlds for July. But next Friday, I'd be using the August kit, and it's not too late to order the August kit. You can find the link for the August kit and get things for yourself, either from the shop or from a local shop. If you've got a local store, still go support them. Or you can shop your stash for items that you might have bought in the past and use them, because I'm a big believer in using the craft supplies you buy. Yay. Also, I have a new collection that I designed, but I don't have it yet in my hands. But some of you do. And yesterday, I think somebody posted the first tagged main character energy layout on their Instagram feed. And I was like, woo, 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 yay. So I want to see what you make, of course. But anyway, that collection is called Main Character Energy. It's with American Crafts. And once it arrives on my desk, I will not be shutting up about it. So you'll see lots of things to make with it once I have it, but I just don't have it yet. Hopefully it's not going to take much longer to get to this side of the ocean, because I'm getting impatient. But I'm trying my best. Let's scrapbook. All right. Branding strip. These are going here. These are going here. I don't actually need this on the desk all the time, because I'm not really doing it as a total double page. If you're like, but that would take so much less time with a trimmer, Shimelle, you're quite right. However, have I mentioned that 49 Market cardstock quality is amazing? I actually just love how it feels to cut it. So I do. Okay. So I need some white cardstock for these little ones. Oh, I've also had a little idea. unrelated to this, that I'd love to hear your feedback and your ideas. So I'm thinking of making a little, there you go, like a, whoa, Shimelle, I just broke the scrap basket. It's been pulled forward one too many times and a whole bunch of scraps just fell onto my feet. All right, can I put these back in here? It's kind of cheating to just put them on the top and hope they stay there. Okay, so maybe one of my jobs coming up needs to be to minimize the scrap basket. needs some help. Okay, right. Anyway, the project that I want to work on is printing the photos like this, little ones that I find on ye old internets, and putting them in a little pocketbook, like not a pocketbook as in a handbag, a pocket page book, I think a 6x8. And if I'm there or if I have any special notes that I know about that particular show, that particular performance, then I'll write them down and put them in a pocket for him. But I don't really want to make the whole album. I want it to be his project. So obviously I am going to talk to him about this a lot. But if any of you have done projects like this or can kind of think of like how you would do a project like this, even if you haven't done it, I would love to hear that, because I do want to keep a record of those photos. I can't put them on here all the time. What else? I was realizing, because at one point I thought, oh, I'll just save them up in a digital folder and then I'll do something with them after his contract is done. But actually now I'm thinking, 5 shows in, that that's not the way to do it, because that's going to be overwhelming. So I think I'd be better to print as I go. And just put them in a pocket with some notes. And then maybe it just ends up with accent cards later or something. What do you think? Put the date for each performance. Any notes we have. Is that it? And the chat falls silent. They're like, Shimelle, you're on your own here. I need to check if I have page protectors to match it. I found I have a gold, I have 2 actually, gold 6x8, oh, that's a good idea. A gold 6x8 Project Life album. This is called Shiny Gold Cover. I just need to see if I have or can get page protectors that will fit those particular rings. That's the problem with 6x8. They're not as universal as 12x12 rings, are they? So, I need to find out if I've got the right page protectors for that one. And Mel said, go ahead and start, but just keep leaving a side or a gap. Elaine says, yeah, keep a little diary with notes. Duffy says, I got nothing. That's all right. Sophia suggests that because there'll be a difference in my thoughts and his experiences, you might want to save stuff for him to add to and do an album that's for yourself. What I'm thinking there, that's a really good point, is that I will keep my stuff at 12x12. And what I would put in his album would be, my notes wouldn't be on display. I kind of want to just tuck them away. So I'm thinking I'll just do, like, if I did my notes on something that could be folded up and put in, rather than it being all on show. And then he could, at any point in time, decide that he wants any of those notes to be more visible. But I'm thinking that I'll just put them in kind of on the quiet. Yeah. And then I'll have some that will be 12 by 12. Sophia says, speaking of experience of her daughter post-op, which is a very different scenario, but still it's a child experience. I wish I had made more notes for her because she was really not in the headspace to be coherent. Yeah. Well, and some of the stuff this week kind of made me realize straight away, like, really important novel things happen that will get lost in the mix over time. Like when you have different people playing roles because, you know, somebody's on holiday or somebody's poorly, and that creates different experiences. But I think over the time of the whole run, all of that will kind of blend together and get a little confusing. So I'm thinking I better start writing it down now. So that's my plan. I only have a few of these left, so I'm just kind of using a mix of pop dot sizes at the moment. All different kinds of Pappios. You're all welcome here, Pappios. I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate Pappios. Okay, so because look, that straight away helps. What helps with the mixed media background, because bringing it up to the top. Jean has an excellent idea. Kirsty, Journal of Curious Things on Instagram. She has pages for traveling where she tucked journaling into pockets and envelopes, and they aren't that visible. And Kirsty's really good at that, actually, because she does a lot of extended journaling and puts it in little pockets. So, yeah. Oh, Becca's saying, how many do you go to? Do you go to all of them? And Elaine, how long will he be in? So Elaine's answer is February. And Becca, I've been to 5 out of 5 so far. That's not to say that I will go to 100% of them, but so far I have. But keep in mind, we're not up to how many pantos he did. So he did 8 shows in the panto, and I went to all 8. But we'll hit that, next week. Hilarious. Now, I think before I stick everything down, I should start to look at where the embellishments are going to go, because I need to know what colors I've got here. So let's grab all of these things. Right. Yeah, it's a long time. So the sweepstakes is how many shows will I watch out of 50? Not that it will be exactly 50 that he does, but that's kind of the rough number that we're going with. My friends have a sweepstakes. How many will I go to? A lot. Okay. Wait, will the hearts actually come out to play today? I don't know. But we can bring out this little... Becca says, basically you could be an understudy. Yeah, one of the moms who's not a newbie has said the same thing. With the panto, after 8 shows, I knew the whole script. But with panto, there's a lot of improv. And so very, very funny to be able to know like which bits were scripted and which bits were not, or what's just new for tonight. Sophia's like, 50 shows, that's easy. The one thing that does make me laugh, Mel would also do all 50. I want to know how some of the biggest fans of the show afford to be there as much as they go. Because there are some who are like student age, like early 20s. And I've already seen them 3 times out of 5. And they're in much better seats than I am. welcome all theories on how one ends up with that lifestyle at that age. I'm here for it. Okay, we got pink we can match up here. I love that none of you, well, so far, if you are judging me for wanting to go to all of them, you're sitting there quietly, because lots of you are going, I'd totally go to 50. Just go to all of them. Just understand. Yay. Okay, so these are not the places they're gonna go. I'm just kind of marking out what I've got. This is not the same blue, so that doesn't work. Oh, I see. There's a blue and a turquoise, because over here I've got the blue. So we've got blue in the crochet. Yeah. Elaine and Joanne say the students have Bank of Mom and Dad. Frequent flyer discount. Oh, I wish. There is the hilariousness. I sent this to a friend that goes to the theater with me quite often. The Today Takes app, which does, I know it does both London and New York. I don't know if it does other cities as well. But anyway, oh, Becca, that's a really good theory, but not correct in this case. I don't think. Becca says, Becca's guessing they have maybe family who work there. Her dad was a city councilor for a while, and she got to go to many things that she otherwise wouldn't have. A lot of them are international students. So I'm wondering if, A, they're coming from a currency that translates well here, which not a lot of, well, no, actually. Anyway, so maybe it's a currency exchange thing. Also, maybe if you're able to come study in London as a life experience, maybe there's a nice chunk of, like, as a subsection who then just have plenty of Bank of Mom and Dad, and that's yeah. So yeah, maybe that's not to be underestimated, that if you can afford to just move to another country to study. See, I know not everyone moves to another country to study with extra cash in their pocket, because I did not. I moved here to study and did not have extra cash in my pocket. But I'm trying to remember back, because a lot of people assumed that I did, because I was studying abroad, but that was not how it worked for me. But I think I might have been the minority there, and I need to readjust my expectations, my assumptions. Right. Oh, we've got that other blue here. Okay. That blue there. This blue here. We've got red bread tag. Red, pink. What's happened that I've ended up with all the orange? I usually use that up straight away. Joanna says, did I work in Brighton? No, my student visa meant I could not work. Don't get me in trouble. I did sell paper piecings on DeMarie. Does anybody remember this website? It was the early days scrapbooking website that had like a little miniature eBay auction kind of thing. And you could make page elements and put them up there, and people would bid on them. And I made this, it's so not my style now. I made EK Success paper dolls for people who liked the look but didn't want to faff with making them themselves, I guess. And I made little paper teddy bears out of mulberry paper. Do you remember mulberry paper? It's that handmade, well, it's made with a machine now. But the idea is that it looks handmade, so it's quite pulpy in bright colors, and you use a paintbrush or something to get it wet, and then it just pulls apart. It's probably like something that would give Amy real anxiety, because it's made to be torn all the time. But you could draw on it with water, and then your drawing would tear apart. And then you do their faces. Yes, and 10 it says, yeah, this is what they were called. They were called tear bears. And so I made tear bears and I could do cute faces. And apparently this made me marketable. So anytime that I had takeaway at university, it was paid for by paper dolls and tear bears on Deamery. Anytime I went to the Chinese restaurant or we had a vegetarian fish and chips near us, which is as bonkers as it sounds. A non-fish fish and chips. It's Brighton. It makes total sense if you've been to Brighton. Elaine had mulberry paper with roses. Yes, I have some of that. Mulberry paper with roses in her wedding invites. Jean still has it for wrapping things up. Yeah. And Tinkerbell is giggling. OMG, Shimelle made tear bears. I made tear bears. Oh, Orangina made tear bears too. Oh, at least she remembers them. I may have jumped the gun there. She may not have made them, but she may have. I'm not sure. So, yes. So that was probably against the rules. I put it straight back to the economy. Does that help my case? No. But anyway, I could not have a job. My student visa said no working. So I'm thinking this one can work. I'm going to bring in black. Purple, green, orange. Oh no, Orangina made many, very many, too many. Yeah. I remember I had all sorts of little workarounds because when you sold stuff on Deamery, oh, do you remember the other thing? Elaine says, is this why you're not a British citizen? The tear bears. Oh no. No, I know. Use what you buy. Tony's got to go use her mulberry paper. Oh no. Maybe we have to do a tear bear. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine if I live streamed trying to make a tear bear from memory? It could be my most viral content ever. Okay. Anyway. I'm laughing too much. We have crochet in red. Right. Yeah, so where was I? Then when I finished my degree, I went into teaching because there were work permits available. I know everybody thinks that teachers should be called to teaching because they have felt that they want to impart knowledge to others. I wanted to stay in England, and the choices were become a teacher or a nurse. They were giving work permits away in both fields, and I was qualified to go into the on-the-job training for either. I'm not quite sure why I was qualified to do the nursing training because, no, I was not really. I did not do any sort of training that would be relevant to that. I mean, I maybe did backstage first aid in my undergrad. I can't remember if I did. But yeah, anyway, both of them had options to get a work permit and train. And then I just lucked out that actually teaching was a good choice for me. So then eventually, moving on to this, I'm able to put what I studied mostly, except for the weird literature stuff that I did in my master's, I put it to use. So I have, if you're new around here and done this, I have a completely useful undergrad in musical theater. I majored in theater with vocal music performance. In Kansas. This is the part that's important. In Kansas. Not in New York, not in LA, not in London. In a small town in the corner, the southeast corner of Kansas. I study musical theater. There are not a lot of tap dancing jobs in Kansas. But it all worked out fine. It's all good. Okay. Now, I've done all that with the laser cuts. I haven't even looked at anything else here. Remind me what I put on this other one. Because I think I did mix in some of this other stuff. I did. Okay. So, did I use all my hot air balloons? Or did I have extras? I think I used them all. Yes. But I could put in, let me have a block for some stickers. I can do a pink butterfly. I can do, if I use all the Polaroid frames except for the multicolored one. I don't know if I can do typewriters at a parade. Oh, thank you, Joanna. There is quite the hilariousness of putting family history on the blue section here. I think I can use the book though. They're fairy tales, and I like the book element behind Disney fairy tales. I wear glasses, so glasses are always thematic. I know, it's a stretch. It's okay. Use what you buy. A yellow, I'm gonna kind of make that into the orange section I think. There's the possibility of mixing this pink in with the pink section. Glasses for watching. Yes, if I didn't have my glasses on, I would not be able to see any of this, I guarantee. And I've got a pink camera as well. This may be too many. But also, have we met? It might not. And hey, there's a sticker that says more. More of this. Yes, please. Okay. Did I put any flowers on this one? No. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to try to make myself the florals on this one. I am going to use the florals soon, but not today. Any chipboard. This one. I need the green. Oh, bye, Orangina. Yay! Orangina's going to catch up in Tomorrowland while she cuts up elephants. That's paper, not actual elephants. Don't worry. Maybe we'll make tear elephants. Oh my goodness. I wonder if I can get supplies. I mean, because I do not still own brown mulberry paper, but it must still exist. I'm sure it does. Oh, and chalk. I don't have chalk anymore. I used to use chalk, but I could use distress oxide. Okay, enough, Shimelle. I actually make this layout now. Yeah, I've only got this tiny little bit of purple. Okay. We're just going to have a lot of we're going to have a lot of something. Photo covering the purple. This was the branding strip. Black ink today. Did I ink all the... Yeah, I did on the other one. So now that I've done it to myself on the other layout, I have to do it here. All right. So what I did on the other one, where I didn't have a lot of purple, was to add black and white to the purple section and kind of ignore the black and white on other sections. So that's my plan. Okay. Hey, WB.
Yeah?
Can you turn down just one number, please?
Yeah.
Thanks. The people he's watching are getting excited playing their game. Suddenly, my brain goes, what are you saying? I'm trying to listen to that conversation. Not helpful for me. Okay, so we can have this kind of purple and black and white scenario going on there. Come down to the blue. Big tag, little tag, cardboard box. Oh, amazing! Sophia's doing a kind of art a day type challenge at the moment, and she won through a draw of the participants a huge box of art supplies that just arrived, and there's so much stuff. Amazing. And she's also checking her emails several times a day to see if she has any emails about elephants, about main character energy at Hey Little Magpie. Right, so we'll go kind of here, I think. And I'd like for the crochet, like the picot edge to point the same direction every time. Oh. She says be consistent, and then she puts one scrap on this side and one scrap on that side. I can only stand so much consistency in my brain, apparently. Oh no! Tinkerbell's already gone back for extras for a second order in the collection, but she forgot to add more thickers. So the third order is going to have to happen now. Oh no, just use what you buy. Use what you buy. Oh, we're already stuck. I already got sticky stuff there. Okay. So this is a whole bunch of blue stuff layered together. Right. Green. I just have the green. Great. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Hello, Beatrix. What part of the world are you in, Beatrix? And we will see what we can do about timing. That's all I got for that one. Okay, so this is looking like this. Ish. Okay. Let's put orange stuff on the orange section. We've got a little journaling bit. We've got frames, negative strip. And we've got a bread tag and a strip of crochet. Look, I put it in the right place. I didn't have leftover green, did I? That was all my green. Tinkerbell's already opened her next cart. She's just putting stuff in, even though she just ordered. That's normally what I am doing with basics. Do I put all the basics that I need to replenish at the bottom of the best of both worlds list to remind myself? Yes. Does it remind myself? No. No. So then I have to make sure that I've gone back and gone, oh, I need Papio strips, or I need something else. Now, thinking, I know I'm using all of the laser cuts first, and then I'm going to come back to that. So there's this big awkward space here. I'm not too worried because I think I'm going to come back and put a big sticker on it. I'm now to the point with this collage that I don't even mind if the bread tag looks like a bread tag, but it also might get covered up. So whatever happens, happens. Too far, too far. Still too far. There we go. Okay. All right, and then this one, try to go straight up and down here. It all could go horribly wrong, but I'm gonna try. Oh, I just remembered where there's extra purple. There's extra purple accents on that little bonus cut apart that you get with the branding. Okay, I'll have a look at that. Red and a crocheted bit for the red. Might just take it all the way across like that. Okay. Right, pink. Journaling box went that way this time, so I'm going to put it this way. I think I'm going to go right the way to the top though. Just use part of this because it's a little bit too big. I think it's risky doing all of this before I put the photos on. Sorta. But also, it's just paper. It's always just paper. Okay, last little pie slice, the Trivial Pursuit. And then I'll go to these and put them in, but I might get the photos in their spots too. It's an interesting kind of scenario about should I keep everything angled within its pie. Like the only thing I've angled is I've gone around. I did all 3 of these, but the crochet strips angle with their piece of the pie, but everything else is like a straight up and down kind of scenario. And oh, that does have sticky on it. Okay. Oh no, this was coming down with the orange, I remember. Yeah. Oh, I'm happy with that. Okay, let's pop these babies up. Don't move anything, Shimelle. Yeah, I think I'm going to pop all the photos. Yay! You're right there, WB.
Yeah, I just need to know.
Thanks for telling everyone.
Sorry.
Oh, you're right. That wasn't an angry door slam. That's the window is open and he's enthusiastic. And the 2 did not make a good combination. It made me jump. Right, I'll see about, I'm not sure. Should I keep the black and white and all of this on an angle? Maybe. I'm feeling like if I straighten this out, but angle this. Like that. I think maybe I like that a little better. Okay, that's all stuck on that side. These. I can see you, Jean. No, I'm. You're not Jean. WB thought I was talking to him. I didn't know that he changed his name to Jean. I mean, he's a boy of many names, but I didn't know that Jean was one of them.
I thought you said bean.
Oh, he thought I said Bean, which is one of his names. Right. He does answer to Bean and Pickle. All children should answer to Pickle. It's just a great word. Okay. It's already 1 week down of the summer holidays, and it feels like we got out of school yesterday, but it's been a week today. We only get 6 weeks of summer. Ah! Oh, and we haven't had summer weather yet, so. Okay, so this one here. This one underneath it. This one up here. I feel like this one needed to be a little bit more over that side. Can I do it? Duffy says everyone should answer to Pickle. Yes. And Gene says, you could be French Gene, like French bean. When he was tiny, he used to play a game at like his very first acting class that they called, I don't know, it was called like Beans on Parade or something like this. And they'd say a different kind of bean and you'd have to act it out. So like jumping bean and all these little toddlers like jumping up and down. Or running bean, French bean, oh la la, terrible. And then they would always end with beans on toast. They would just lay flat. And I love that Americans will be like, what? Because beans on toast is not a thing in America. But it is here. Have we discussed that I have a fear of British baked beans because I had a traumatic experience not knowing they would be different? I feel like this is core Shimelle lore. Okay, I like this mix better now. So baked beans in America are more like molasses. Yeah. Like there's a sweetness to the sauce that they're in. It does have tomato as an ingredient, but it has a lot of other things as an ingredient too. And British baked beans are beans in tomato juice. End. And having only ever had American baked beans, one of the very first things I ate in this country were baked beans, and I took one bite, and you know when you think you know how something's going to taste and then it's not that. Oh my goodness, my reaction was over the top and traumatic. And to this day, baked beans give me the shudders, to the point where my friends will find any reason to tease me about it and send me like artwork that's a tin of Heinz baked beans or anything else like that. Sophia is like, we have not had this discussion. Anything that does have tomato as an ingredient is very dubious in Sophia's mind. Yay! Nadine's gonna scrap lift this even though she doesn't have this paper either. We are on a roll. Right, now I might ruin it now because I'm gonna put all the extras in. So these are all, so far everything here aside from my photos was from 49 Market. And now I'm going to add in stuff that's not from 49 Market. Yeah, I haven't had baked beans in any other countries now because I'm nervous. And I won't go to baked bean therapy. It's just where I draw the line. I'm allergic to tomatoes anyway, so I shouldn't eat it. So it's fine. But yeah, first year in a school, having one of the jobs I had when I was a young teacher, when I had first started out, was that I had a weird title for it. It was called something like marketing manager or something. But what it meant was I took photos of school activities and either sent them to the press as required or framed them in the school or sent them to parents or whatever. Yeah. It was a fun little extra that I could add on. Oh, whoops. This is a very classic British fundraiser, but you sit in a bathtub of baked beans to get donations from people. And it wasn't a bathtub because it was at school, but it was like a giant, I think it was like a paddling pool. It was a paddling pool of baked beans. And I did not know that this was something people did to raise money. I did not know what was that was on the agenda for different activities I was photographing on. I think it was Children in Need. And I just opened the door to this classroom, and there are children sitting in a swimming pool filled with baked beans, and I wanted to run for the hills. Yep. Joanna says, do you have them when you go back to the States? Before I had the tomato problem, yes. And keep in mind, I'm from Kansas City, so we do barbecue, and baked beans are part of the barbecue realm. This is my big barbecue pot of beans or chili. Things like chili cook-offs, baked bean recipes, barbecue sauce recipes. That's my home heritage. That's what we do. Also, salads that we call a salad that should really be a dessert. But if you call them a side dish, then you could have dessert as well. So don't judge the logic until you've thought it through, because it's all good. Right. Pink. That pink is so different, but I did it on the other one. I mixed these pinks. Oh, and it's okay because there's more of it. Okay, so that's gonna go up here. Look, okay, see, originally I wanted to put it here, but look how this gets messy and this gets trapped, because there's lots of opportunities for stuff to get trapped here. Look at the difference that happens if I put it here. It's just so much more aesthetically pleasing. Yes? Okay, it may require some special work on the adhesive because now it doesn't sit flat on either end. So I think it needs a little tiny bit of popped up far end either side to have room for the crochet in the middle. Yes, we learn something new every day. Shimelle has a phobia of tomato-flavored haircuts. It's true. Last summer, there was a pop-up where they painted an entire building like a Heinz bean can, and inside was like a walk-through Heinz beans experience. The number of people who know me and tagged me in the promotional materials so that all of my targeted advertising for at least 3 weeks was nothing but baked bean related material. You wonder why sometimes I can't handle social media. That's why. Okay. So Joanna and Becca needs to know more about dessert side dishes called salads. Oh, one day I'll bring a cookbook up here, because the best Midwestern cookbooks are collaborative fundraiser cookbooks. Can I get an amen? Things that come from churches, 4-H groups, choirs. Anytime somebody is like, everybody bring in your 6 best recipe, and we put it in a book together, that is going to be fire. It's going to be amazing. So, things that, well, first we have to start with Thanksgiving sweet potatoes, because if you haven't realized that there are parts of America that on Thanksgiving have a side dish which starts innocently enough with sweet potatoes, but then we cover it in brown sugar, and if that was not enough, we put marshmallows on the top, and then we put it in the oven, and we call it a casserole. Because a casserole makes it sound really nice and healthy. It's a sweet potato s'more, folks. It's amazing. But yeah, you can either have just candied. In Kansas, both candied and marshmallow versions work. Candied is more true Kansas. It was, according to New York Times, comes from actual restaurant in Topeka, I believe. Might have been Wichita. Anyway, the marshmallow edition came from the South and migrated up, but both are acceptable. With or without pecans. Pecans. Anyway, I'm a without. Yeah, I feel like the pecans are added to possibly take the edge off the sweet, but there's brown sugar and marshmallows. You're not taking the edge off the sweet, folks. So I just go with it. Okay, so that's a casserole, not a salad. But, you know, this is just setting your mind so that if you go to, that's an autumnal dish. It's a Thanksgiving classic. But if you go to a Midwestern potluck in the autumn months, you're probably going to get one of those. Bit of nutmeg. It does taste good, but you got to accept the sweetness. Okay. Right, but salad. So when I was growing up, a very, very classic salad, anybody who just came for scrapbooking is like, oh my goodness, woman. Okay. I haven't stuck this. Okay. The salad we made all the time involved the absolute luxury, special, fancy ingredient when I was a child of pistachios, chopped pistachios. I believe this was the only time in my household cooking that we would get pistachios in our kitchen, was if we were going to a potluck and taking this particular dish. Pistachios, chopped up. An apple, chopped up. Vanilla or pistachio, depending on what's available, which is a very American grocery shopping concept of Jell-O instant pudding, which is its own American concept. But Jell-O make both jelly and pudding, which is what we would call custard here, but it comes in lots of flavors. Just trust me, Brits, there's less consistency because there are more flavors, and more shelf space, but also less consistency on what you will get in each shop. Because if you're starting with like 100 flavors in the catalog, maybe they order 80 and the 20 are a variety. They're going to be in different shops. So maybe you get pistachio because you got lucky, or maybe you just get vanilla because that works too, right? One of those. So it's like a custard. Cool Whip, which is like a pre-made whipped cream. Sophia says, is it like Angel Delight? It's less mousse-like than Angel Delight. It's more custard in texture, Jell-O instant pudding. Angel Delight is more like a mousse. And we had, does Jell-O, is there a phenomenon that is anything like it in American culinary circles? I can't believe I just used that phrase today, that is like Jell-O 1, 2, 3. Americans, I need to know. Because Jell-O 1, 2, 3 was magic of my childhood. But I assume it is long, long gone. But Jell-O 1, 2, 3, you would mix together and then instantly, well, not instantly, but over the settling time, you would get a layer of gelatin. We call that jelly in England. And the top layer would be the most mousse-like and was like Angel Delight. And the middle layer was kind of a mix of the two and ergo ended up a bit more like custard. Okay, right. Sorry, that was a side way. What have we got in this salad? Pistachios, a chopped up apple, pistachio or vanilla Jell-O instant pudding, Cool Whip, which is pre-made whipped cream, that has less actual dairy in it than you might expect, and miniature marshmallows. Those are your ingredients. Stir that up, and that's a salad, folks. A salad. It's not a dessert. It's a salad. It reminds me a lot of a pistachio version of a fool here. So like gooseberry fool, but not. But gooseberry fool does send me back to this recipe, but with pistachios instead of gooseberries, and just randomly throw in some marshmallows. And call it a salad. It's all good. So there's that one. A lot of our salads involve gelatin. So you got cherry jelly, gelatin, Jell-O. Any word you want to use for that. Not the stuff you put on toast. The stuff you eat from a cup. Okay. Cherry jelly. Then you're going to take a tin of cherry pie filling. Yeah? And you're going to mix those together and set the jelly. And then on top of that, you're basically going to make a cream cheese frosting and put that on top. So you've now got super cherry-fied jelly. You've got that on top. Oh, and Tinkerbell has just mentioned the thing that was going to come next. So the other addition you can put on this is then tinned crushed pineapple, either mixed into the jelly or strained out and sprinkled on top. I have also seen, I prefer it in the jelly, but I have seen it done the other way around. And yeah, so yes, also served as a salad. Years of my life went by before I realized that salad to people means it has lettuce. Yeah, that was completely not my experience going to Midwestern potlucks. Yes, okay, we had this one too, Kelly. My mom used to make this. If my mom had to do because my mom was not big into cooking, if my mom had to make the potluck dish, it was this one. Orange Jell-O in a Jell-O mold with pineapple, mandarin oranges out of a tin, and grated carrot. Who decided that carrot goes in jelly? I don't know, but if you put carrot in it, then it's got a vegetable, so you call it a salad. It makes total sense in some world. I'm just not sure which one. This stuff seems so normal until you live somewhere else. So lovely American friends who watch this on the replay, and you're going to be like, Shimelle, there is no problem with this. What? And it's fine, but the rest of the world thinks it's weird, okay? Just know, if you've never been outside your kind of regional zone, when you tell other people that Jell-O can be in a salad, they're like, no. That's all you need to know. Yeah. Oh. Yes, we're still talking about salad. Okay, I'm going to dig out, pretzel salad. Yes. I can't remember the recipe for pretzel salad, but I believe it also, did it not involve mayonnaise as well? Pretzels, mayonnaise. Yeah. I feel like there's mayonnaise in pretzel salad. A lot of salads that involve raisins, which then there was right before I left, craisins became a thing. Cranberries that had been dried to be like raisins. And so people started swapping out their raisins in their recipes for cranberry version craisins, and then being like, it's really healthy, it has cranberries in it. Oh, yes. Beatrix said we had a salad that was cottage cheese, Cool Whip, a package of Jell-O, not made into Jell-O, and pineapple. Yes, I have definitely eaten that. Definitely eaten that. Okay, can I make the book work over here? Because I have nothing on the green, so I feel like I can just go, I've got one little green heart there. I can just bring I am still scrapbooking, I promise. I can bring it over. Okay, things that I have to figure out how I can do. I'm going to find a fundraiser cookbook. I'm going to bring it over. I'm going to bring it on a live stream one day. And we're going to get some tan mulberry paper, and then I'll have to use it and make a Terror Bear in front of you all. Jean's husband is just laughing and laughing and laughing. So if you did have to have like an actual vegetable at at a potluck. Oh, I want to use that for journaling though. I think this is one piece too many. It's one too many. Okay, that one, maybe not. Can I make the camera work though? Maybe it's 2 pieces too many. Okay, hold on. I think I can make the camera work. Oh, so sorry, I totally lost where I was. But if you had to bring a vegetable to a potluck, green beans, one of 2 ways that green beans would appear. Yes, yes! Beatrix is finishing my sentences for me. Actual vegetable at a potluck is green bean casserole. Okay, 2 different ways that green bean casserole would arrive at a Kansas potluck, which would mostly be, like, most times it would be both would come to the potluck. You would find both of these at the same place. It needed to be further down. Okay. One way to make green bean casserole involves potato chips on top, basically, crisps. So shoestring potatoes, which are shoestring potatoes still a thing? They must be. They're like, but I don't know. Was it Nabisco? Just canceled chocolate wafer cookies. And so now I'm like, what? Nothing is safe. Nothing is sacred. Okay, but anyway, shoestring potatoes that were like, I can't think of an equivalent over here. Yes, I can. We literally call them fries here. They're a crisp that looks like a McDonald's fry that's been left to go like into a crisp. I'm trying to work out how to put all these pink things together. This camera is not jiving. No, it is too much. I liked it better the other way. Okay. Right. Now, so in England, it's that crisp that comes in a little bag that I think they're just called French fries or fries. But anyway, they're little strips and they look like a McDonald's chip, but turned into a crisp. Okay. On top of like a casserole dish filled with green beans, with or without fried onions. With fried onions is better. On top, and then the green beans underneath. Yeah, Elaine says they're Walker's French fries. Yeah. Stinkerbell thinks they still make them, and they call them potato sticks. And they used to, because they would break. You get them in like a wider version of a Pringles tube. Yeah. But here they're just in a normal crisp packet. And then the second version is not for the dairy averse. Green beans cooked in a mix of butter, onion, double cream, cream of mushroom soup. You could have double cream or cream of mushroom soup. Sometimes both. I have done it with both. It's not a bad thing. With or without garlic, depending on your preference. Garlic's kind of exotic in 1980s Kansas dining. And what have I left out? So you've got butter, cream, or cream of mushroom, onion, garlic, maybe. Again, a bit of nutmeg, probably. We like putting nutmeg in things. Yeah, and then you cook it all in the oven. And if you want to be super fancy, you cover it in cheese and broil the cheese off at the top. Yeah, it's the richest veg dish ever. Like, let me take this healthy green vegetable and figure out how to make it an entire day's worth of calories in a spoonful. This is how to do it. Multiple people saying it's just called a heart attack. Yeah. So there we go. All of these things you would get at a potluck. Yeah. This is my youth. It's wonderful memories. Enamel dots. I'll go back to putting the white with the purple because that's what I did on the other page. And we'll do orange. Blue. It's kind of all that matches. Okay, so there's going to be some journaling here and some journaling here. I talked about putting a title in here, but let's now, one, get rid of this so I don't screw anything up. Let's look at both. That has a lot of happy embellishment, I tell you. Okay, so the pink letters, and I'm wondering, because that's nice and small. Right. Oh, he's changed YouTube topics, and he's gone from watching video game tips, must have figured out how to do what he wanted to do, to just watching what's happening at Disney World this week, even though we are not at Disney World this week. Oh, what is it then? Oh, I see. He's watching Disney history rather than current Disney. And then I'm just going to write out parade. Sometimes my titles, not genius. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm going to feel about putting the pink over the red. It's going to end on the pink though, and it's the same lettering that's over here. You might decide that I'm ruining it right now. If so, it's okay. Don't do this to yours. Leave it open. Sometimes I do these things and live with them for a few days before I decide if they stay or they go. So there's going to be a bit of journaling there, a bit of journaling here, I think. Right. Okay, the green is quite bare, but I think I can cope. Yeah? I'm going to see if I can do a really funny thumbnail picture, because I haven't been doing this. So can I do, which one would go which way? This would go this way? This would go here? Can I get both in the shot? Can I get both in focus? Okay, I don't know what I was doing there, but it just made me laugh. So there we go. Now, one live stream left, which may be a premiere. It may be live or it may be live, not live, depending on the standby schedule on Monday. But we are all good. Yeah, the open green does let it breathe a bit. And this one is kind of lighter than the others, so that's okay too. Like, gives it a bit of balance. And then this diagonal has, you know, my lovely favorite diagonal, and I might put some gold mist across there too once the journaling's on. Yeah, but either way, there's going to be one more video on Monday, whether it's live or live not live. For those of you who haven't done a live not live, it means that I can't be at my desk, so I film it ahead of time and then put it live at the normal time, and I'm in the live chat with you. So we're going to use this pattern paper stack that was the freebie the day the kit went live. So a lot of us got this for free, but I haven't used it yet. Obviously, I'm not going to use all 40 sheets in one particular video, but I'm going to take a stab at using quite a bit, not 40. And oh, perhaps a green heart. Yes, that is why I pulled these out. Or I could use one of these green hearts. If you enjoyed this video, I don't know. If you enjoyed the discussion of random salads, baked beans, or the making of the layout and you want to give this a thumbs up, I super duper appreciate it. It helps with lots of things behind the scenes. And here is a special heart for all of you. Yay! I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you very soon. Stinkerbell says, everyone think happy salad and Tear Bear thoughts. I think we have to end on that note. Have some Jell-O this weekend. Bye-bye!